Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Emily and today I'm going to be walking you through making homemade chicken noodle soup. I had no intention of doing this today. However, we woke up this morning and both of my daughters are sick. I have a 1.5-year-old and a 4-year-old, and anytime that anyone in my house gets sick, I immediately make this homemade chicken noodle soup recipe. It's actually my mom's recipe. I've made a few changes to it just to match our taste and our lifestyle. It's really, really good. I actually posted this on my blog, 1,000 Miles from Nowhere, like 4 or 5 years ago, and I had people comment on it saying that they had never made homemade chicken noodle soup before, and it just blew my mind. We rarely eat canned chicken noodle soup. I usually have some of this frozen in the freezer, but we didn't have any today. So as soon as we woke up and my daughters were sick, I placed an H-E-B grocery order at like 7 o'clock this morning so that we could pick stuff up around noon, and I would have time to boil my whole chicken and do everything that I needed to do to get this on the table for dinner tonight. So I'm also going to show you, since I am doing low carb, I'm not going to be eating the chicken noodle soup that my family eats. You'll see me take a portion of it out and put it in a different pot or pan or whatever before I add in the noodles. I also add milk to theirs at the end, and I will not be adding milk into mine, so mine will just be kind of low carb. It's got celery, carrots, chicken, onion, and just chicken broth in mine, and then they're just gonna have milk and noodles and just some other things. So anyway, stick around. I hope that you like it. If you end up making it, please let me know. I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing that you enjoy the recipes. Hopefully it's not a flop for you, but we really enjoy it and it will cure what ails you. I promise you that. Thanks for watching. All right, so we're back from our grocery pickup. For this chicken noodle soup, you are going to need a stick of butter, and I'll probably use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil as well, some garlic, an onion, carrots, celery, extra wide egg noodles, or just wide egg noodles, some chicken broth. You don't actually need this to make the recipe. Water is just fine since you're going to be boiling your chicken, but I do use chicken broth as well. It just really adds to the flavor. You need a whole chicken because you do boil the whole chicken, and I also add milk into mine at the end. Wash your chicken. Okay, so it's been 2 hours. This has been simmering, and it's time to get this beautiful chicken out. Oh my goodness. And let it start cooling so that I can debone it. And this is always the hardest part. So what I do is get a couple of, like, try to get some wide utensils. So I usually do a couple of spatulas. Today I'm gonna do a spatula and just a spoon that I've been using. And you need a plate. This is such a weird angle, I'm sorry. And you stick these just right underneath your whole chicken. And you're going to... It's so tender, it fell out. I've never had to do that before. Goodness. That's okay. I can just do it this way. And set them on your plate. It'll cool a lot faster broken up, so that's fine that that happened. Really quick, I was really nervous that my soup was gonna have bones in it since my chicken broke in half. It has never done that. I bet I've made this 50 times and it has never done that. So having bones in my soup is like my biggest nightmare. So I did take my strainer or my colander, whatever you have, whatever you want to use, and I strained all of my broth into a big bowl in my sink just to make sure I didn't have any bones. There were none, it would have been fine, but just as a precaution, I wanted to make sure I got everything out of there. And then I just dumped it all back in the pot. So after you get your chicken out and it's cooling, I've already taken several bites and it's amazing. I'm about to debone it. You want to turn your heat back up. So I'm going to turn it up to like medium high. You want to get it boiling again. And I'm going to add my carrots in, which I've also been eating. Okay, and I'm gonna let these cook. I am making a huge mess. Okay, while those are cooking, I'm gonna debone my chicken and just stick all that meat back in here. Burn my fingertips off. I never ever wait the appropriate amount of time. I just can't do it. the point where I'm gonna take out just the part that I'm gonna be eating. So it's just onion, celery, garlic, broth, carrots, and chicken. I'm gonna do this before I add in the noodles. So I'm not gonna get that many carrots. I mainly just want chicken and broth, but a few carrots are not going to hurt me. Okay, so we're back to my family's pot of soup. It's pretty hearty. It's got a lot of vegetables, a lot of broth, a whole lot of chicken, and I'm gonna add in the egg noodles now. So I have this 16-ounce bag of wide egg noodles. I'm gonna pour this whole thing in there, and it's just gonna soak up a lot of that broth and make this just a little thicker, a little more hearty. I'm gonna stir those in. I'm gonna bring it back up to a boil, and really they only need to cook in there for about 10 minutes, but as with everything, the longer that your soups or your stews or your chilies or whatever, the longer that they cook on low and slow, the better that they're gonna be. So it's only about 4:30 right now. We don't eat dinner until 6. So I'm gonna let these boil for about 10 minutes, and then I'm just gonna turn it way down on low heat and let it just simmer until we're ready to eat dinner. Okay, so my soup has been on low for the past couple of hours. Thank you, baby. And we are ready to do the final touch, which is adding in a cup of milk. So it just looks really great. And my daughter has been asking me all day if she could help me on the final step of pouring in the milk. And I told her yes, that she could. So we're gonna see how this goes. She is 4. It's nice and creamy, and serve it up. My kids are excited about it. Then I've got a little lower carb option over here. This is mine, but I'm going to be eating. I'll probably put some more of those carrots on my kids' plates, and this is going to be delicious. Dinner for tonight and at least lunch for tomorrow.
Debone.